I believe that's the wrong way. Jamie believes it's the right way. And welcome to the Boozy Bookers, the place where book club meets happy hour. I'm Sam, joined by Booker Jamie, and today is a special little novella episode, and we are going over the Throne of Glass series. We're not doing the whole thing today because that would be crazy, and that would not be a novella at all. But we're going to talk about the first and the second in the series. Now, this is where things get very controversial because it's the order debate. What is the first book you read? So is it Assassin's Blade, the prequel, and then you go on to Throne of Glass and followed by Crown of Midnight? I believe that's the wrong way. Jamie believes it's the right way. I think that you should
read a prequel first.
Well, I think it hits different when you read it third, and that's what I suggest. That's what I'm doing. So when I say we're going over book 1 and 2, I mean we're going over Throne of Glass, this one first, and then we're going to talk about Crown of Midnight, this one. Assassin's Blade hits hardest when it's third, I think. Jamie disagrees.
I read it first. Like,
did you really?
Yeah, I did. I read the prequel first and I went with it. And sorry, something popped up in Corey's email and whatever.
Like, we can hear her yelling, right?
She's so fucking loud.
She's so loud. Oh my God.
No, I definitely read Assassin's Blade first because I don't know. I always read a prequel first so I know what's happening in the series.
Okay. And I feel that Aylin's story specifically hits way harder when you meet her as Selena and then you realize what she's been through. And I think that just hits harder. But I mean, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you whatever you want to do. That's fine.
I mean, I'm unhinged anyways. I read backs of books and middles of books.
Yeah,
don't listen to me.
So honestly, you're going to trust anyone. It's not her. It's not Jamie.
I'm not the one.
What do you have to drink today? What are you drinking during our novella?
So fun. So I didn't like the Queen's coup that just made because of the ice drink.
I didn't like the way you were saying that.
But she made me a new drink with a Red Bull strawberry apricot in it with the vodka mixture still in it. And it is delicious.
I did have a sip of it. It's pretty good. And I'm not an energy drinker.
It's
really
delicious.
good.
It's a good combo. You have to try it.
Mine looks in this cup. I picked my Christmas tree coffee cup because it reminds me of Terracin with the trees, but it does look like poison. And it's not. This is the Starling Gria that we had for Rights of the Starling drink. Super, super yummy. But it does look like antifreeze. It's not. I'm not poisoning myself, but it is. And I'm going to put the orange, going to pop it in there. Else it's going to smack me in the face.
Yeah, don't do that.
Cheers. I always feel like a old man alcoholic when I drink alcohol out of a coffee mug.
Yeah.
No, maybe just me.
I'm pretty sure it's just you.
Okay. Let's start this off. Now, Throne of Glass is a really hard series for me to talk about. First of all, I loved it so much. I really did. But to me, it's the whole story is encompassing. I mean, it's hard to think of them as individual books because to me, it feels like the story. So
it's all together.
Yes, it really is like Sarah J. Maas is a plotter and a planner. And you see that from book 1 to book 8. It really feels like it's not books, it's the story, which is great. But it does make it difficult to speak about each one on an individual level. Yeah. We're going to give it a shot.
Let's see how we do.
So let's talk about Throne of Glass. This is the first one. So this one, we meet Selena. She's a prisoner at the salt mines who's asked to be part of the king's challenge. This is a deal where she wins the challenge. She gets to be the king's assassin for 4 years and then freedom. So for Selena, she's like, that's a sweet deal. I'm going to take it. Who picks her up and says, hey, be part of my team, be my champion? That's going to be Dorian. Who's Dorian? Yeah, we remember he's only but the crown prince of Ardendael.
Minor detail.
Ardendael is actually where I think that Rapunzel and Tangled lives. Is that not right? Isn't it Otterlin?
I was going to say Ardendael is Rapunzel's. Otterlin is this land.
It really is. So he's the crown prince of that place. So him and Kale show up. Kale's the royal guard. They take her back to the castle. She joins the challenge, but along the way, she becomes a bit of a Nancy Drew. because the competitors are being murdered. And she's like, well, I'm a competitor. This is crazy. What do I do? So she starts sneaking around, finding tunnels, finding weird marks for things, demons being summoned, old tombs. Like, she gets crazy. There's weird shit happening. This book ends with her winning the challenge. She's the champion.
Yep.
She gets to be the king's assassin. A lot of weird stuff along the way, though, as any Sarah J. Maas book.
So much. And then some things that happen that you don't even know happened until you're 5 books in and you're like, fuck, do I remember that?
Yeah. Because in this book, I wrote my notes weird on the back of here. So I'm like, where are these things? Yeah, just a couple. And this specifically is where Dorian and Selena start kind of a romance.
Okay.
So were you at the end of this, Dorian's like, hey, be my gal. And she's like, no, I got a lot of shit on my plate. No, thanks. How did you feel about that? Did you want them to keep going? Were you team Dorian throughout this?
I was more team Dorian than I was Kale, whatever the fuck his name is. That douche.
I don't agree.
I was more team Dorian than him.
Yeah.
But because I did read the prequel first, I knew the heartbreak that she'd already had. So I knew she wasn't really in it anyways.
Yes.
Because she was so distraught already.
Yeah.
So I knew what was happening.
I think that's maybe the only really good thing about doing Assassin's Blade ahead of time, because at that point, it's like Sam Cortland or nothing. So it's here. She's just kind of having like her fun girl life right now. She was like, well, I was a prisoner for a while and I can't meet all that despair that's in my heart right now. I guess you're a distraction. But when you're reading it, not knowing that, you're like, ooh, okay, who are these dudes that are kind of fighting after her? I wasn't really Team Dorian because I just thought that he was kind of that like arrogant prince who's just kind of like flitting around, you know?
Okay.
So I wasn't really him, but I did like her relationship with Kale in the first one. It was, they were training together. They had that like close proximity bickering kind of thing.
Yeah.
There was parts of it where you could tell like he hated her, like, but he hated her in a way like, I'm so morals, I'm so straight laced. How could I even be attracted to this person who's like an assassin?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, definitely book 2 that they come closer together. But in this one, I was kind of like, yeah, good for her. Like, don't pick anybody.
Yeah. Nobody's good for you right now.
Yeah. And we also meet her best friend in this one, Nahima. How did you feel about Nahima?
I liked Nahima. I thought Nahima was what she needed. She needed somebody to talk to and get that girl time that she really never had.
Yeah,
she's never really had that. So she needed that.
The closest person she had to that prior to this point is Lysandra.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even like any type of friendship at that point.
No, that was kind of like a frenemy kind of thing that she didn't really have. So
yeah, she really didn't have a girl relationship. It's really her. And I know maybe that's why it hit so hard, because they were only friends for that short time, but it was such a powerful friendship because that was the first person who kind of like supported her endlessly. Even at the end of this book, she's the one who saved her when she was being poisoned. And when she was fighting Cain, she'd like summon people. She's like, you know, I'm going to summon the ghost of the queen past or whatever.
Yeah. That's book 2. We haven't gotten to book 2, but she's talking book 2.
No, this is, this is, she.
Oh, no, that's the end of that. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
so,
I was thinking we're in book 2.
Yeah, no, Kaltan drugged her.
Oh, that's right, in the ring when she's fighting Cain.
So she's kind of like not
she's
on her,
all like
her best.
loopy and doesn't know what's happening.
Yes.
Oh, and that's right, because Nahima's like a voodoo priestess.
She is. She's straight up. There's a character from Pirates of the Caribbean. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And that's like, she's like the elegant version of that.
She is.
She is. I think.
God, now I'm not going to picture her as anything else.
I know.
Again.
I think she's like a regal version of that because she was very well versed in all that stuff. Now, to me personally, my least favorite part, and I know it's one of those things that it literally in the end with the Valg and ward marks and powers and things like that, and Queen Elena comes back. But to me, the ward marks, the weird like keys to things, and the tomb and the riddles, like that was my least favorite part of this book. And I know it's such an intricate part of the story, but
I know, but it's such a Sarah J. Maas thing because
Yeah.
it's such a building thing. That's what I mean. You had to get
Yes.
to this so that you could get to book 8.
Yeah, it's
to understand.
Yeah, it's the basics. You have to
Yeah.
learn the basics of this world right here.
Yes.
So when they mention it at one small part in book 7, you're like, yeah. There's
Yeah,
word
I
marks
totally
in here.
remember that word mark,
absolutely.
yeah.
Clock towers,
Mhm.
shit like that. Another important part of this book or character in this book that definitely comes back again is we meet Caltan.
Yeah.
Who's like Mean Girl Regina George style.
Total.
And then, you know, she gets, it's fairly heartbreaking, her story, because the Duke Parrington uses her and then blames her for like...
Yeah, like tells her, hey,
Yeah.
you need to poison her. And then, oh, you poisoned her. Off to the dungeons.
Yeah. And that's where she'll stay for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah. But also in this book, we meet Fleetfoot, who is like the best little puppy around.
So cute.
And honestly,
Love a little.
I know we're not
cute
commenting on
pet.
the whole series, but I wish he was a bigger part of the whole series.
I know. Love a cute little sidekick pet. you
I know. After reading so many fantasy books, I almost feel like Fleetfoot was a missed opportunity to like turn into a giant wolf or something.
God,
You know,
how
like
amazing would that have been?
yeah, I would have liked that.
That really was a missed opportunity.
It really
he
was.
really could have been just a little more.
Yeah, get rid of the word marks and make Fleetfoot the champion of this. As a whole, is this my favorite book in the series? Nah, like not even close. Honestly, if I didn't already commit to reading the whole series when I started this, I would have been like, I don't know.
See, I liked it. I thought it was a good book.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you read Assassin's Blade
But
first.
I read Assassin's Blade, so
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting into. I
Yeah.
knew what was going on.
So please remind me, in Assassin's Blade, do you remember, do you know that she's Aelin? No. So you think
still
she's still, yeah.
You just know her as Selena Sardona.
And that's that's the special part of it. Again, you don't realize till the end of the next book. So this one, you think it's just this assassin who was a prisoner and now she's a champion. So
Yeah.
it's the artful, the Easter eggs in this one that we get to open in the end. So not my favorite, but book 1, it does its job. Okay. So moving on, book 2, Crown of Midnight. All right. So book 2 starts out, Selena's acting as the king's assassin. But is she really assassinating people? No, she's not, because she knows the king's evil. The king, by the way, magic, he's like, no go, not in this world. Get out of there. So she knows that people he's going like, hey, Selena, can you kill them? She's like, yeah, they're probably great people. I'm not going to do that. So she just kind of pretends to kill them, where she like gets a body and she's like, hey, go be free. Get out of here.
It was one of my favorite parts where she's like, oh, hey, you got a body? I'm just going to take that from you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, you go leave this country.
And they're like, you serious? And she's like, serious, go, get out of here. So she's acting like that at the time when the king says, hey, I've got another one of these people I need you to kill. And that person's the leader of a rebellion group who's trying to find the lost princess of Terrasen, Aelin. And she's like, I've heard of that gal before.
Oh, that seems real
Sure.
familiar.
And in this process, she, during this whole book, it's kind of the Kale and Selena love story that the end of book 1 was leading up to. So they start something, and that's eventually tested when Nahima is murdered and Selena blames him for it. And it just further pushes them away when she ends up killing someone, and it's revealed that she's Fae. Like, it all happens within a string. It's like a boom, boom, boom,
boom
type of series. I think he tries to support her through most of it.
Except at the end?
Except at the end. So at the end, after realizing that she has magic powers and she's in danger, and also, I mean, honestly, being a little turned off that she murdered someone, and she's an assassin who murdered someone. Like, calm down. She sends her.
He really struggled with that.
He really did. I think he had such a strong sense of morals that he was having a hard time coming to grips with that. I think he had a hard time coming to grips with, like, in the end of book 1, he killed Cain for Selena, because Cain was about to kill Selena in the ring after she won, and her back was turned towards her, and he killed Cain. So I think he was even having a harder time coming to terms with that. Yes, he protects people, but does he kill people? So maybe if he didn't kill Cain, maybe he wouldn't have had already that guilt on him, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by so much murder. I think that's why that ended up being that way.
Okay.
But he sends her away to Wendelin, and basically under the guise of, like, I'll protect you. Like, you have to go away. You have to take this job that the king's telling you to assassinate this guy. Like, just go away. Be safe. And then at the end of that, she does tell him, right, all the things like that have been going on with clock towers and word marks and
everything
portals.
that she's figured out.
Yeah, and then he eventually goes, oh, she's Fae. She does this. He connects the dots, and he's like, oh my gosh, she's Aelin. the whole
What?
time. The absolute whole time.
And he's like, I just sent her away to the Fey land.
Yeah. Oh, I sent her away to the Fae so she can be one with them.
Yeah.
Also, a very important part of Crown of Midnight, Dorian gets magic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Dorian gets magic in a place where, like, his dad is like, his papa's like, no magic here.
That's right. Because he's kind of like off in the room by himself, like all the time because, you know, with his books, right? I remember he read a lot. Like he had books all over the place, right?
Well, in this book, you get a better sense of Dorian as a character. He's less of a prince and more of like a person. You know? Yes, you get a better sense of him. And especially like you see how he's very good friends with Kale to the point where like he's hurt that Selena didn't want him. But the fact that Kale gets an opportunity to be with someone he likes, he's trying to support it, even though he's kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. I think each book in this series, every time Dorian's in it, you start to just really like him more than you thought you would in book one. In book one, he's an arrogant prince.
Yeah, I do agree. I think Dorian's story, he definitely becomes more.
Yes.
By the end of it, Dorian becomes what you need him to be.
Yeah. I mean, he's super powerful. Yeah. Like he gets this magic almost, gifted from the gods or the, whoever. It's still
right.
Whoever's on there.
I have a question because it's been, I don't know, like 5 years since I've read this.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since everyone's read this book.
Now, did Selena know she was Aelin the whole time or only when she went into the portal? Because I feel like it was only when she went in the portal and her Fae self showed up. For some reason, that's how I'm remembering it. So am I wrong?
No, she did know, but people were after her. So she kind of, hid, like pushed that aside and was like, okay, that part's gone.
Right.
She's now
I'm the child assassin. Like, this is where I am now.
Yes. It's like she's kind of suppressed her identity. And of course, we don't know she's Aelin until the end either. So it's kind of
she goes into the portal and her Fae self, and then that's when everything shows up.
Yeah. It's kind of the part of like, she's not an unreliable narrator, but she's just giving us enough. So we're in the dark. So she's not going to be like, oh, Aelin, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Why did I remember that wrong? God.
I think it's because it is written where the reader's not supposed to know until Kale finds out. How'd you feel about Nahima dying?
I was shocked.
Were you?
I was shocked. I really liked her. Like
it was gruesome too.
It was very gruesome. And like I said, I liked it because it was such a good part for Selena because she needed that girl friendship. And I liked it for her.
Yeah,
and
it was
sad for
motivating, but it was motivating in a lot of different ways because then it forced her to really get into Nahima's voodoo shit and her word marks.
Yeah, really learn and really get into it all.
Well, and again, it's like this happened for this to happen, for this to happen. So if Nahima didn't die, she wouldn't have opened the portal to talk to Nahima.
To figure everything out.
Yeah, and then a monster wouldn't have came out and she wouldn't have to go fight it. So, and then walk in, and then Kale sees her as a Fae, and then he wouldn't have sent her away to Wendelin. Yeah. So maybe if Nahima didn't die, would they have just been warped into this king's awful bubble in Otterlin, still there together? You know what I mean? I don't know. Just waiting for Rowan to show up and save her on the Hawk.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably.
Do you think that Kale really loved her?
I think Kale loved the idea of who she was playing.
Yeah.
Not who she was actually.
Yeah.
Who she was pretending to be, not who she is. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like that thing where it's Sam Cortland loved Selena.
Yeah.
Kale loved Lillian. That who she was pretending to be in one. And then Rowan's the one who actually loves Aelin.
Yes.
But she really had to be different parts. Like she couldn't be Aelin with Sam.
No,
like that.
She was hiding.
Wasn't going to happen.
She had to be Selena during that time,
Yeah. Also in this one, we see this act of kindness that will carry on throughout the end of the books when Caltan's in the dungeons with her and she gives Caltan a cloak because she's down there and she's still being super mistreated. Caltan has a very sad story throughout this whole series. But do you believe that that she's the Searle? That's what people say in the Moss-verse universe.
I love that theory. It makes perfect sense because the Searle has a cloak and she's all about the gossip and she's there for it all. And that's what she needs. And that's kind of how Caltan was, that's what she became.
Yeah. I like that theory too. But at the same time, I don't want those to be intermixed theories because then it's like, is everything super, super connected the way everyone says?
Like when they fall through the levels. You know?
So I talked about this with Jess and her novella about the Maas verse.
Yeah.
How is it set up? Is it layered? Is it this way? Is it all at one time and they're just different points in time? Like, where's this?
I think it's at the same time, but like layered, right?
That's what I was thinking.
They fall through portals. So in my head, it's this, like stacked on top of each other, you know, the worlds.
That's what I thought, because there's at the end of the series where Aelin
falls through
and she sees different points. How, when, maybe at the end of the series, we're jumping so far ahead, but maybe when Caltan saves everyone, the witches and things like that, at that point, maybe she does get pushed, you know,
she opens a portal by doing that and pushes through to another.
I would like that. She saved her own self, but then again, she's like, has to eat, like, you know, rotisserie chicken for the rest of her life. Like, girl, get a Costco membership, okay?
Like, you can do it.
You would have loved Costco rotisserie chicken. R.I.P. Caltan. What did you feel about the ending? Do you think that Kale was justified in the big debate was being pissed off at her for being an assassin killing?
No, because he knew who she was when he got her out of the salt mine. Like,
but
that's
he didn't
who
see
she
it.
was.
He didn't see it.
He knew she was Arundel's assassin, not Arundel. I did it again. We are not in Rapunzel.
These words are so hard.
God, they're so hard. Words are hard.
Otterlin.
He knew she was Otterlin's assassin.
Yeah.
He knew that going in. So he knew what she was. Just because she was playing a part while she was at the castle doesn't affect what she is.
Yeah. I still am Team Kale. I think that he has,
douche.
Yeah, but I think that his morals really, it's the one thing, like, you can't hate things about him that you actually like about him. So you want someone that has strong morals, but when he does have strong morals, now it's bad. No?
I don't know. I never liked him, so.
I think they all go through such a transformation. So if you don't like him in the beginning, do you like him towards the end of the series? After his Tower of Dawn book?
I liked him more after his Tower of Dawn book because I liked who he became with her in that Tower of Dawn book.
Yeah.
I forgot who he marries in that book or whoever he becomes with.
Why are you testing me like this?
Like, I don't know who.
Right, we'll get to that
We'll get to that, okay. But who he becomes with and how he solves everything, what he goes through and that. I think he needed that journey.
Yeah.
And he needed to become that.
I think that's a great thing about Sarah J. Maas characters is, like, the same with this series is you can't judge one on one book. You can't judge one character here.
You have to complete the whole thing because everybody changes.
Absolutely. Even Aelin, like, from this point to this point, even though she keeps her core, like, she's snarky and she's a badass and she's like an expert plotter, you know, Capricorn hardcore, where she starts off and where she ends, they're so different.
They are. You're correct.
They're connected, but they're so different. It's like this whole series. So it is hard to talk about them singular books at a time because it is such an immersive series. It's really tricky. It's like saying, point out your favorite part of Cassian and Silver Flames. You can't do that.
Can you?
I can do that.
I think everybody can.
I can.
Most people can.
I think there's a couple scenes. All right. Well, we will be back with part 2, where we're going to go over Assassin's Blade, and then we'll step into Heir of Fire, which is probably my favorite book, if I'm being honest.
That was a really good one.
I really like that. Oh, shoot. But I do like Empire Storms. It's hard because the series is so connected. I just threw my pen. I'm in such a fit here. All right, guys. Well, we will see you on the next novella. Thank you for listening. Happy pages and libations.
Bye.